Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Our subject is a subordinate compound sentence and attributive sentence. Compound sentence. A compound sentence consists of two independent clauses by joining coordinating conjunction and but or subordinate compound sentence. While a compound sentence is made by combining independent clauses, a complex sentence is made by combining an independent clauses with one or more subordinate clauses. Also, example of a complex sentence. If I finish work early, I shall go shopping. In defining subordinate clauses, a subordinate clause, like an independent clause, has a subject and a verb, but unlike an independent clause, it cannot stand as a sentence. Subordinate clauses begin with a certain words or short phrases called subordinate words, also known as dependent words or subordinate conjunctions. If a clause begins with a subordinate word, that clause is a subordinate clause and cannot stand alone as a sentence. Subordinate conjunctions after, also, as if, as long as, because, before, even if, even through, even since, if, in order that, provided that, since, so that, then, that, through, unless, until, what, whatever, when, whenever, where is, where, whether. Relative pronouns are also subordinated words: who, whom, whose, which, that, whoever, whomever, whichever. What is subordinated clauses? A subordinate clause cannot stand alone. It is not independent. A subordinate clause has a subject and a verb, but it cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. Let's look at some examples. A subordinate clause can act an adjective, adverb, or noun. The adjective clause can also be referred to as a relative clause. An adjective clause begins with a relative pronoun or a relative adverb. The relative pronoun or relative adverb may function as a subject of the clause. Some relative pronouns are who, whom, which, that, whose. The subject of the clause is who and the verb in lives. This adjective clause is giving you more information about the man. The subject of the clause is that and the verb is. This adjective clause is giving you more information about the cell phone. Some relative adverbs are when, why, where. The adverbial clause is a subordinate clause that acts as an adverb. An adverb clause may tell us the place, time, place, or purpose of an action. They can also indicate condition. An adverb clause may answer the question where, when, why, and under what conditions. The noun clause is a subordinate clause that acts like a noun. Noun clauses begin with words such as how, that, what, whatever, when, where, whether, with, whichever, who, whoever, whom, whomever, and why. Noun clauses can act as subject, direct objects, indirect object, predicate, nominatives, or objective of a proposition. The Cambridge Dictionary. Attributive in a sentence. Relative pronouns and adverbs introduce attributive clauses. An attributive noun functions as an adjective. Attributive adjective precedes the noun. When a quotation is followed by an attributive phrase, the comma is placed within the question marks. When a quotation is followed by an attributive phrase, the comma is enclosed within the quotation marks. Attributive. Revision attributive clauses. Have you take everything that you need? This is the best film that I have seen. This is the very book that I want to buy. Look at the man and the donkey that are walking in the street. Who is the girl that drove the car? There is 200 people that didn't know this thing. Attributive clauses. Attributive clauses serve as an attributive to a noun pronoun. In the main clauses, this noun or pronoun is called the antecedent of the clause. Holiday resorts which are crowded are not very pleasant. According to their meaning, attributive clauses may be divided into oppositive and relative ones. An oppositive clause may be introduced by the conjunctions that, if, whether, as if, and the conjunctive word what, how. An oppositive clause declares the meaning of a noun, the antecedent, with a general meaning such as idea, fact, reason, desire, question, remark, comment. The fact that his letter did not require an immediate answer, would you give me time to consider? The original question why he did it at all has not been answered. She had a strange sensation as if something had happened. A relative clauses may be introduced by the relative pronouns and adverbs who, whose, whom, what, which, when, where. He went to the next house, which stood in a small garden. The clause is called the relative clause because it relates to the noun, in this case by means of the word which. Relative clauses describe persons, things, and events. Relative clauses can be defining, limiting, restrictive, and non-defining, descriptive, non-restrictive, commenting. Defining relative clauses are very closely connected with the antecedent, provide essential information about it, therefore they cannot be removed without destroying the meaning of the sentence. Defining relative clauses are used without commas. What kind of government would be popular? That government which promises to cut tax. A library is a place where they keep books. Non-defining relative clause contain additional information about the and textant which can be omitted without serious change in the meaning of the main clause. Non-defining relative clauses are usually used with commas. The government which promises to cut tax will be popular. I consulted with my father who promised to help me. Not. There are only two conjunctions that can introduce non-defining relative clauses. They are who and which. The following sentences have exactly the same words. The only difference in from between them is that the first sentence has a clause separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. There is, on the other hand, a big difference in meaning. Children who are untethered do not take care of their things. Children who are untethered do not take care of their things. Sentence A is a statement about all children and contains two facts. All children are untidy and all children fail to take care of their things. In other words, the clause who are untidy is a non-defining clause. Sentence B is a statement about some children, untidy children, and it states on fact about them. They fail to take care of their things. In other words, the clause who are untidy is a defining clause. Thank you so much for watching.